Hey, my name is Mike, and this video could very well be one of the most valuable things you could do for your business. And that is, of course, setting up an Instagram business page. And it doesn't matter what kind of business you are, there's really 8 major benefits to setting up a business profile on Instagram. The first one, of course, is having access to 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram. If your business is not on Instagram, you're definitely missing out on a lot of traffic. People who want to find you are searching for you and just can't find you on Instagram. The second thing, of course, is the brand partnership opportunities, both organic and paid. Imagine this. Somebody goes to an ice cream shop, they love their ice cream, they take a picture of it, they want to tag the ice cream shop where they got it. But if you don't have an Instagram business page, they can't tag you, and therefore they can't tell their friends where to go to get your ice cream. And that's just the organic side of it. There's also influencer partnerships you can set up. Thirdly, an Instagram business page allows you to advertise on Instagram to promote posts and just access a larger audience. Fourth, you get analytics, so you can actually see insights into who's viewing your profile, what kind of demographics there are, where they are, what posts are doing better than others. The fifth benefit is the ability to message other businesses and receive messages from potential customers who maybe have questions about your business and just don't want to pick up the phone. They want to instead message you on Instagram. Sixth, this is one that I think a lot of people don't really talk about, and this is that you can rank on Google with an Instagram business page. If people are searching for your business and you just got started, odds are the domain authority of Instagram is probably significantly higher than that of your own website when you launch. And that means if somebody searches for your name, Instagram could be a quick way to rank in Google search. In addition to that, you can also connect to a Facebook business page, and linking these accounts makes it easier to manage all of your content and everything else on one platform. And last but not least, Instagram shopping. You can actually have shoppable posts on Instagram where people can tap on the post, see the products that are in it, and then within the Instagram app, make the purchase, kind of reducing the friction, reducing the barrier for somebody to actually be a buyer. So with that being said, we have a lot to talk about in this video. I'm gonna start off with the absolute beginning of setting up an Instagram account. If you already do have a personal account, just stand by for a couple seconds, we'll get there, and then we'll convert our account into a business account. So starting off on Instagram, you can just download the Instagram app on any phone, iPhone, Android. I'm using an iPhone right here. The steps are going to be the same no matter what you use. And of course, you could also use a tablet or even a desktop. And later in the video, I'll show you the desktop interface anyway. So on the app, I'm going to tap on create a new account on the bottom. Here, we're going to say create a new account. We can either sign up with our phone number or you can sign up with an email. I'm going to sign up with an email in this video. So I'm going to type in my email, then I can say next, and that will send me a confirmation. I have to enter the code right now. Then we can create a password. You can choose if you want to save your login information. I'll say save, and then it's going to ask for your birthday. Now here you want to make sure you put in your actual birthday and not like the founding of your company or something, just because there may be age restrictions if you say you were born like a year ago versus when you were actually born. So I'm going to put in my actual birthday here, and then it's going to ask for a name. So for the purposes of this video, maybe I am a studio, like a videography studio, filming commercials or something like that. So I'm going to say Santrel Studio or Santrel Studios. Santrel Studios. We'll say next. It's suggesting Studios Santrel as the username. Obviously, pick a username that makes the most sense for your business. The simpler, the better. You want this to be something people can share and easily just remember so they can find you later. Then we have to agree to the terms and policies. And now we can add a profile picture. If you have a logo on your phone already, when you say add picture, you could just choose from your camera roll. Otherwise, I'm just gonna take a photo right now. It's very easy to change this later. Don't worry, just take any photo you want. So I'm gonna use this photo. We can tap on edit and kind of resize it and reposition everything so that it's nice and centered. We'll say okay, and you can choose if you want to also share this as your first post. If it's your logo, maybe you could do that. For me, I'm not going to do that, and I'll say done. And that will bring us into Instagram. We're pretty much ready to go now. And this is going to start off as a personal profile, but we're gonna convert this to a business profile. It's very easy to do. So now I'm just gonna skip these next couple things. We don't need Facebook suggestions. We don't need our friends from Facebook. We don't need to remember the login information. We already have that written down. And we don't need to follow 5 people. That's just a distraction for the business. That'll bring us into the Instagram interface here. Now from here, you'll see we have 5 tabs across the bottom. The first one is going to be your home tab. That's where you can see a lot of posts on here, different reels, just a general feed of what's going on for the people you follow. Up in the top, we have stories. I'll talk about those a little bit later, but one little kind of trick I want to point out is if you start following more people and you realize there's a lot of just random browse suggested content down here and you don't want that, if you tap on the Instagram logo on the top, you'll see we can select either following or favorite. So if you say following, that is going to be a chronological order of everyone that you are actually following. No suggested stuff, no algorithm mixing things up. This is actually just what you follow in the order it was posted. Now, I don't follow anyone right now, so nothing is going to show up there. The second tab on the bottom is your search and your general browse. This is just a huge distraction here, but if you need to search for any other accounts, that's where you can do that. The middle one is the option to post. So if I tap on that, so there's really 4 different ways you can share content. One is a post. This could be either a photo or a whole bunch of photos. If you want to have a slideshow, you can do that. Second one is story. This is really going to be more for your immediate audience, people who are following you and want to see what you're up to every day. Maybe if you're closed for, a holiday or something, you'd put that on your story as a 24-hour thing that's going to disappear the next day. Reels are going to be great for discoverability. They're a full vertical video, usually about 60 to 90 seconds. And then of course we have live as the 4th option there. Then over to the right, the 4th tab is going to be your Reels. That again, just kind of a distraction. I recommend don't look at that one too much. And then lastly, you have your profile on the right. So from here, we need to change a little bit about our profile. This is currently, first of all, just a personal profile. So you can see our personal profile doesn't really show a lot of stuff. It doesn't have any kind of links on here. It doesn't have buttons for people to contact us. So let's actually check out. So let's convert this over right now. If I tap on the 3 bars on the top right, the hamburger icon, if you want to call it that, we can scroll down here. First of all, you want to make sure that account privacy is set to public. So do not have this enabled. If it's a private account, this will not work. This is incredibly important. You have to make sure you are a public account before you convert to a business profile. So as we scroll down then, you should see somewhere that says change account type. Account type and tools, there we go. So for professionals, account type and tools, tap on that and we are going to switch to a professional account. If we swipe through here, you'll see, just like I told you before, you can get analytics and insights about your posts. You can reach more people by boosting posts with ads. You can get new contact options, so a little button for people to call you or email you, and of course, other things that I mentioned before. So if I say continue, we can choose our category. So I am a studio is what I said. So I'm going to say studio, and movie television studio. That works fine. You can choose if you want to display this on your profile. I will display this so people know what Santrel Studios is. I'll say done. And then it's going to ask us if we are a business or if we are a creator. So just give it a second for that to load. And there we go. So business or creator. Now, there are going to be some subtle differences here in what you're able to do and how your interface is really set up, but it's really generally optimized, I would say. If you are genuinely a business, you have either a physical shop or an online store, or otherwise you are just a business works really well, and I find that the tools that are separated for business or creator make perfect sense. You are a creator generally if you are a public figure, if you're trying to be an influencer, maybe you are like a politician, you're running for office, any kind of public figure like that, you would want to be a creator. Generally, creators are going to be more of individuals, whereas businesses are exactly what you think they would be. I'm going to say next and leave this as a business right now. And now we can populate some of our contact information. So the business address for one, I'm going to enter that right now. So I can enter the location, say done, that'll bring us back. Now we can enter our business phone number. We can have Instagram audio calling enabled or disabled. So if anybody, for whatever reason, doesn't have the ability to call us from their normal phone number, they can call us on Instagram. Again, kind of reducing that barrier of people to contact you so that they can use your business or hire you or whatever you're doing, buy stuff from you. And then we have a WhatsApp business number as well. If you want to do that, again, that's more of an international business type thing. Here in the US, I wouldn't say that's particularly common, but you could enable that if you wanted to. Now we can say next. And by the way, anything here, if we wanted to change that in the future, we can easily do that. So here it wants to connect a Facebook business page. I have an entire separate video on how to make a Facebook business page. If you already watched that, say log into Facebook right here and you can connect it. If you haven't watched that, skip it for now. And then in that video, I'll show you how to do that. So don't worry about it right now. They're very easy to connect later. I'm going to say skip because I don't want to connect it right now. Now here it says 7 steps. Don't worry about these 7 steps. There's really only one that we need to do, and that is the first one. Complete your profile. We don't want an avatar. Let's say not now. Skip the little avatar thing. And then we can choose our name. We already did that. Username. We already did that. The profile picture looks good. bio. If you want to add a bio in here, we can add a little paragraph. So I have a little bio right there. Then below we can add our links. So I'm going to add a link to an external page. I'm going to say this is just our website. So I'm going to put our website in right here. And the title of this, I could just say book now. We'll say book now, and I'll say done. We can add more links if we wanted to. I'm just gonna leave it at that one right now. And then down here, we can have banners. So this is usually like if you're dropping a new line of like your fall collection or something like that, you would add a banner for that. So that's kind of all I wanna do right here. I'm gonna say done. And now we can close out of this little thing right here. We don't need the rest. A lot of it is really just for Instagram, kind of pushing you to be an Instagram user, not so much related to businesses. So get inspired. They want you to follow people, grow your audience. They want you to invite your friends. I wouldn't worry about that. Get meta verified. They want you to spend a couple dollars a month to get a little check mark next to your name. Again, not something that I think is really necessary. You could do it if you wanted to, but I'm gonna skip all of this stuff. I'm gonna close out of this, and that'll bring us back to our page. Now, talking about what we're able to do here, I think the easiest way to illustrate this is to actually look at some other pages which are already set up. So I'm gonna look at the Manayunk Brewing Company. It's a Philadelphia brewery, and they are definitely a business page. As you can see right here, you have the option to follow, to message, or to contact. A third button is something that you won't see on a personal account. So if I tap on contact, they have their phone number and they have their email. Two ways you can contact them. I could tap on either one of those and immediately be linked over to email or to my phone so I can contact them very easily. That's one thing you're able to do. The other thing you can do with the professional account is actually tag products in your posts. So you can see right here an example. If you just tap on this, you're able to actually see the product, and you can make it shoppable as well. So somebody can go to your post, can tap on it, can find out what products are pictured, and then can make the purchase all within the app. It's a really seamless, really honestly, integration of the products that you can have on there. All right, so now we have a professional Instagram account, but we're not done yet. There's some settings we need to modify, and I just want to point this out in the future. If you ever wanted to go back to what we just did, just tap on Edit Profile, and all of that stuff is going to be right here. So now let's talk about those extra settings. If we tap on the three bars in the top right, again, the little hamburger icon, as some people call it, that'll bring us to a pretty long menu here of what we want to get into. What I want to do is go down to Business Tools and Controls. You'll see here we have, again, another list of things, but within here, these are ones that really matter a lot to us when we're getting started. So ad payments, branded content, those are things that you will probably need to establish a presence before they're going to appear here. So if I tap on branded content, it says right now we're ineligible. We just made the account like a couple minutes ago. We have one post. I wouldn't expect to be eligible until we have a little bit more content out there. And we kind of show to Instagram, we're not a bot, we're not a scam, we're not trying to do anything fraudulent here. But what we can do right now is set up saved replies. This is really cool. If you get a lot of the same questions and you have frequent replies, we can set up new saved replies. So if I just tap on plus, we can get a new saved reply. It'll just make a little shortcut. It'll turn into a full message. It kind of saves us time if we're doing a lot of responding on our Instagram here. Then below that, another really cool thing you could do is FAQs. So if you have frequently asked questions, like the example they give, what are your hours? You can set that up right now. So let's do that. What are your hours? We are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. I'll say save. Now we have one of our 4 questions populated. We can do 3 more after this. And essentially these frequently asked questions are going to show up in the chat section of Instagram. So it should be cutting down the workload you have to go in and reply to like when your hours are. So when people go to message you, they'll see this, they can answer the questions without having to actually contact you. Additionally, minimum age right here. If you are selling like alcohol or something that is restricted for minors, you could set your minimum age right here and change that very easily. And if you want to accept appointment requests, you can tap on appointment requests down there and have that set up. Again, you probably will want to be setting up a Facebook business page before you start using that a lot more. But other things within our insights and tools. So going back to our settings and activity right here, we can go to insights, and this will show us a lot. Now, we don't have insights right here. I'm going to switch over to my other Instagram account right now just to show you what it'll look like. So from my other account, if I tap on insights, that'll show us a lot of charts. You can see the overview, the total views you had in the past week, the interactions, total followers, and you can see individual content, like how everything performed. And you can check that out for the last 7 days or any longer amount of time as well. If we tap on see all, you can see all the content I shared recently in the last 7 days, or again, maybe in the last 3 months. And if I want to dig deeper into something that maybe performed a little better than the rest, so let's go down and see if I have any content. This one right here, for example, seems to have performed very well. You can see 18,000 likes, 38,000 shares, and a little over 2 million views. So we can scroll down. It tells us a lot more about things like demographics. So it'll tell us some information about how long people watch this. It's a 40-second video. You can see how many different accounts were reached. So a lot of people rewatched the same thing. The average watch time is 22 seconds out of a 40-second video. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And if we go back to insights, we can tap into views, interactions, or total followers. So if I tap on total followers, it'll tell us a little bit more about what cities they're from, what countries they're from, the age range, the gender split, how, when they're most active, for example, so you can figure out when the best time to post is, and other things like that. So that's all in insights right there. So I would say our Instagram is pretty well set up right now. I want to show you a really great tool in a second, but first, just kind of touching on the different types of posts you can make. So if we tap on the plus, remember I said there were 4 different posts you can make. So you can do a traditional post, which is generally going to be more of a photo or a gallery. So you can have like 10 photos and people can swipe through. That is pretty useful, easy to tag products and easy for people to kind of interact with in that sense. But to be more discoverable, I would highly recommend experimenting a little bit more with Reels. So Reels, from my experience, are going to be exposed to a lot of non-followers. So it's going to be great for new exposure. You don't have really any control over where the followers are going to be. If you make local specific things, like you talk about the best barbers in Philadelphia and you are one of them, then yeah, it's more likely to get served to people who are in Philadelphia. But you don't know for sure if they're going to be even in the United States at all. They could be over in India. They could be anywhere in the world that uses Instagram. But it's still a really powerful tool to gain a lot of exposure. The third thing is going to be story. This is going to be best for interacting with anybody who already follows you. So if I just go back to search, for example, you can see a lot of these accounts have that like orangish red ring circling around their account. Those are going to be stories. So if I just tap on, the story is going to be essentially just for 24 hours showing you maybe the latest deals or anything that they want to interact with people who are following them. And of course you have Instagram Live. Very few people really use Instagram Live, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about that. I don't have a lot of experience with that either. All right, now getting over to my laptop, I want to show you some cool tools we have available here. One is the ability to schedule posts and create posts over on your desktop or your laptop. So all you have to do is go to Instagram.com, log in with your credentials that we just created, and that'll bring you to a page that looks something like this. Now on the left side, you'll see create, and from here, unfortunately, we cannot upload things like Reels or stories, but we can upload posts. So if you have photos or graphics or infographics or whatever, and you want to share them, you can do that right here by selecting from your computer. So let me just do that right now. So I don't know, maybe this photo right here, just for example, I'm going to say next. We can go through our filters and adjustments. I can say next again. We can add, anything we want right here, and then we could say share, and we can publish from here. So that's pretty great. But if we click on advanced settings, you can do this on phone, by the way, on your phone as well. And then we can just click on share, and that's how you'll be publishing from your desktop. So 2 other great tools that I want to share with you. One is actually Canva. This is going to be great for any kind of static posts. So if you just go to canva.com, or we have an affiliate link in the description below if you want to go through that. But honestly, just you can just go to canva.com. That's fine as well. And you can create a lot of posts for free, or you can upgrade, and there's some other benefits with that. But just for free here, if we click on social media, we can create all kinds of different little Instagram posts. They have templates that are pre-made. So we can check out maybe like really any one of these, add our own photos, and really customize it however we want. And then, so let's go with this one right here. Let's go with this one. We can customize this template, and it's a very easy drag and drop editor where everything in the middle is part of your design, a bunch of little elements right there. You can just double click into any one of them and change the text to whatever you want. So Santrel Studio, and we can change that to a smaller text, make it smaller so it fits in 2 lines. And you can move things around anywhere you want. On the left side, we can go to elements and add all types of things in here. So we can add shapes in there, we can add graphics in there, we can generate our own graphics as well, or we can add text, and there's a lot of different formats for text we can add, and just click and drag them over to here. And when you're done, on the top right, you just click on share, then you click on download, and you'll have this image downloaded, and you can upload that to Instagram. So Canva is a really fantastic free tool. I have a full tutorial, goes really in detail on how to use Canva. But another great tool, if you want to do anything with Reels, with short videos, but you don't have a lot of experience with editing, the next one is called CapCut. So if you go to CapCut.com, you can download this. It's a very easy editor. You can also get it as an app on your phone. And this allows you to take videos and very easily cut them up, make them into a nice little reel. You can then share that. It also does auto captioning. So it really does a lot of the heavy lifting for you and makes a lot of videos. Like, you can make all these really quite easily using CapCut. So now one more thing I want to show you on Instagram. If you ever want to run an ad, the simplest way to do that is to go to a post that you already made, tap on Boost Post, and then you'll be able to set up your Facebook ad account for Instagram ads right here and just put some money behind it and boost it and get some more exposure for that post. Of course, there are many other ways to run ads within the Meta Ads platform, but the easiest, like I said, is just boosting a post you already had. A good way to get started if you don't want to go through all the hassle of really setting up the ads account and doing it on a laptop. So that is my tutorial on how to set up an Instagram business page. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. And the next video I highly recommend you watch is over here. It's going to be our Facebook business page tutorial. Depending on when you watch this, I update this every single year. So if it is 2025 when you're watching this, check out that one. And that is going to be a huge next step for setting up your business page and connecting your Instagram to Facebook.